Here comes our first contestant, Jerry M.
At the time, people may be the enemy of the robot and we will be replaced by them. So, robots, friends or foe? That's the question. Of course, there are two sides to every story. While we are thinking whether the robot will bring more advantages to us, in many cases, they're actually replacing humans. To conclude, I think robot is a mechanical intelligent agent that can perform most tasks. It depends on how we develop it, how we make use of it, and how we interact with it. Thank you.
Here comes our second contestant, Teresa Fan, 3 Ds to Success.
Yesterday, I woke up at 6:30 a.m., rubbing my dreary eyes, dragging myself unwillingly out of my bed. I put on my school uniform and sat down at the dining table. "Where's my breakfast, Mom? Mom? Oh, yes, it's school holiday today. No school today." Was I too crazy? The first D of success is determination. I guess you all know who she is, the First Lady of the United States. She came from a working class, but through her hard work, she had achieved a lot. Let me tell you one of her famous quotes. "I never cut class. I love getting A's. I liked being smart." See, she got a very good academic result when she was at school. Our heart should be set on getting good results. Yet, if you look at successful people like Michelle Obama as well as Malala, they are very hardworking and ran the top in academic. Our future is not just determined just by our performance on standardized tests, but at least we should work hard and strive for it. Therefore, if you want to be successful, diligence is the second D of success. Remember the 3 Ds, no dream, and a salted fish is no difference. Thank you.
Here comes our third contestant, Karen Ng, The Art of Conversation.
Hi, everybody. Last week, I WhatsApped my classmates as we needed to get a book from the library to complete an assignment. I started the conversation. "Hi, I haven't finished the book report. Let's go to the library together." And his reply was, "OMG, M2MY, LMK, ETA?" He was actually saying, "Oh my God, me too. Not yet. Let me know the estimated time of arrival." My friend is a bad example. He doesn't mean that he's impolite.
Here comes our fourth contestant, Emily Chang, Impossible is Possible.
Good afternoon. Listen to these questions. Have you ever felt tired of the difficulties coming around? Have you ever been frustrated about the obstacles in your life, hesitating about your decision? Have you ever doubted about yourselves? Still thinking? Well, I believe that all of you have these kinds of experiences. What I want to point out is that these negative emotions, if not overcome, can actually stop our dreams. Surprisingly, we won't retort others, but instead question our choice or pursuit. Isn't it weird? Okay, let me share one final little story. Hola, me llamo Emily. ¿Cómo te llama? Sorry, what do you mean? So, the girl speaking the strange language is me when I was 8 years old. Actually, it is Spanish because I was born and raised in Venezuela, a tiny country in South America. The other speaking English is my friend. When I was 8, my family moved to mainland China and I studied in Primary 2 as a transfer student. While all of my friends knew how to speak English as they learned it in kindergarten and Primary 1, conversely, I didn't know a single word about Chinese or English except my name. Have you decided to fight for dreams, small and big? Or are you still chickening out, fear of failures and obstacles? Trust yourself. Your potential is much greater than you think. The sky's the limit. Next time, when others question your dreams, saying you cannot achieve them, just remember to believe in yourself. Dreams are not pies in the sky. They can be reached. With that determination, you'll be empowered to start taking prompt action. Never throw in a towel. Never be defeated so early and so easily. Hold on to your dreams. Impossible is always possible. Thank you.
Here comes our fifth contestant, Andrea Lowe, Perspectives.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I would like to speak with you about something that for me is really important and I'm thinking every day. You know what is really important for you just when you're gonna leave it. And for that, for example, now I'm gonna leave. Yes, I'm gonna leave. I've just 2 months, maybe a bit more, maybe 66 days, I think, yes. I count every day. I know what I'm gonna miss. When you leave a place, you are not leaving your home, because home is not just a building. It's not just the town where you used to live. I think, guys, that you should move. You should move to discover your life. You should move to discover your future. Yeah, to discover yourself. That's all. Thank you.
Here comes our sixth contestant, Thomas Ng, Save Our Earth Superheroes.
Hey, hello. Today I'm going to talk about what we can learn from superheroes. The hardest ability is stopping the fears inside you. Every time we feel fears while we are facing something look huge and someone's very strong and cannot be defeated. At that time, the fears then conquer your minds and make feelings being helpless. At the end of my speech, I would say it only seemed like a superhero living in our. Remember, you can be a superhero whenever you are ready. Bye-bye.
Here comes our seventh contestant, Daisy Tam, Live Like a Bird.
Hello everyone, I'm Daisy Tam. Before my speech begins, I want to ask all of you a question. Do you like going to school?
Yes, yes.
No, I guess many of you will say, no, I don't like going to school. It seems school isn't a pleasant place for us. However, after reading the book, I'm Malala. I have a totally different idea about schooling and even about life. The reason why Malala could stand up to fight for their rights is that she had an inspiring father. Well, I'm one of the cattle. I was given lots of freedom to explore the world. Instead of pushing a lot of resources on me, my parents always encouraged me to join different activities and competitions. Let me tell you the number of competitions I've joined just in this academic year. I've joined 15 competitions, not including this one. On the other hand, outside school, I've accumulated 256 voluntary service through taking part in numerous activities and competitions. I guess I'm now an experienced cattle, and I gain a lot of life skills. At times, when we feel lost and feel like we're not significant enough to face any difficulties, remember, we only live once and should live to the fullest. We should live like a bird. Thank you.
Here comes our eighth contestant. Wear the fearless shoes to create yourself.
This is a speech about shoes. Among other things as well, but mostly about shoes. People know me, always know that I'm a cheerful and creative person, always with lots of ridiculous ideas. But for as long I've been cheerful and creative, I've been fearful. Fearful of rejections, fearful of failure, fearful of who this pretentious boy he thinks he is. And several months ago, I started my high school journey believing that I was going to wake up that morning and try to be the most hardworking and creative student with my old Converse shoes. Picasso always dared to be in the shoes that made him ignore others' judgment and follow what his heart told him to do. Remember, you are doing the cool things which others have always been too scared to do. Let your mind wander and be the person you secretly always wanted to be. Life is about creating yourself instead of asking what others ask you to do. Wear the shoes, the fearless shoes, to create yourself. Thank you.
Wilson Law, Starry Starlights, Star Starlights, Wilson Law.
Hong Kong, our home city, is known for its skyline and deep natural harbor. I'm sure if you understand Chinese words, you will know the literal meaning of Hong Kong is fragrant harbor. This is a name coined 200 years ago when Hong Kong was just a small fishing village. But we trade in this for our rural aesthetic to our booming economy long ago. 来，我们大家一起来拍个照。1、2、3，起子。嗨，皆さん、一緒に写真撮りましょうか。1、2、3、우리 사진 찍고 하나, 둘, 셋. Every year, millions of visitors come to Hong Kong just for this picture. Heavily built in central Tsim Sha Tsui, West Kowloon, as far as the eye can see, are the glistening towers of commerce in prime waterfront position. To be honest, I couldn't feel any romantic atmosphere there. Not because I was not walking with a girl, but because it was too bright. It was so bright that I wanted to leave Tsim Sha Tsui in 5 minutes. Starry, starry nights, playing your plantel blue and gray. Look out on a summer day, with eyes to found the darkness in my soul. The Starry Night is probably Vincent van Gogh's most famous painting. The song Starry, Starry Night is a tribute to Vincent van Gogh. It must have been a picture that could be seen 100 years ago when Hong Kong was still just the fragrant harbor. In Hong Kong, this song has no real meaning. The light pollution, absence of starry, starry nights. So, how bad is our light pollution actually? Let me share a story with you guys. It's making the light pollution in Hong Kong the worst on the planet. Isn't it ironic? From our generation onwards, we should live in a darker world. Let's return the darkness to the night. Thank you.
Now we have Wilson, the first runner-up of today's competition. I want to know what inspired you to write a speech.
As you know, the light pollution in Hong Kong is very serious problem, and then it just actually listen my speech, it just affecting the ecosystem, and then I think it's just time to change the problem, and maybe I want more people to focus on the light pollution. Yeah.
And how has public speaking helped you in daily life?
Actually, I always say I'm a nervous guy. I'm a shy boy. Actually, when I was in Form 1, and then joined the public speaking, and then after about 4 to 5 years, as now I become confident enough, so I can stand here and confident to say what I want to say in front of the camera. So if I didn't join the Gap Club, join this public speaking, I think I can't stand here.
歡迎大家出席啦！由香港電 電台文教組主辦嘅 The Speaker 全港中學生英語演講比賽2016，今年嘅主題咧就係環保，咁啊寫咗咧相當有創意嘅講稿，更加講得咧一口好流利嘅英文喎。偉偉咧都係好有潛力嘅小演說家嚟㗎。
一句説話咧，我成日都記得嘅，有人喺個電視節目裏面咧就話啦 ，The city is dying 喎咁樣樣。嗱，
而家咧我哋以下呢位同學咧就話 This city is dumping 啊。
9號嘅同學係嚟自咧東華三院嘅呂潤財紀念中學嘅劉宏偉同學咧，同我哋講下佢嘅題目 A Dumping City。
I'm sure many would agree Hong Kong has lost its beauty. What is even worse is that it has become a dump. What we have heard, the report says the free landfills will reach its limits in these few years. The waste pollution is very serious in this densely populated city. The government did take some action which seems to be success. For example, to encourage people to say no to plastic bag. The label on plastic shopping bag was implemented. I would say this policy is successful. However, the reduction of plastic bag is just like a tip of the iceberg, which cannot match the amount of waste we produce. Let me give you some astonishing figures. The city generates around 6.4 million tons of waste each year. That means every one of us produces around 2.7 kilograms of waste per day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
唔該晒劉宏偉同學啊。